So I believe we've finally hit event horizon on my Warhammer experience, because nothing really gets better than Sly Marbo, a Rhino, a Tech-Priest, and 4 tanks. Let's get into it. So for my birthday, I treated myself to a Tech-Priest and Sly Marbo. I turned 30 recently, and on my 30th birthday, I decided I would airbrush all my tanks, and yeah, thought that'd be fun, something fun to do on your 30th. This Tech-Priest came out really nice. Like, I did camo to kind of fit the jungle Cadian theme I have going on. I'm really, really proud of this guy. Purple eye, like Cadians canonically are supposed to have. My friend actually told me what a servo skull does now. It's basically a skull with a brain inside that's like a personal assistant. It's like AI, since AI is banned, but you just have an actual human skull that just tells you shit. So very cool. And this guy fixes up tanks, so I need to have a guy like this on my crew. If it were up to me, I would play the game only with tanks, but turns out you need some humans too. Sly Marbo, the Marbo who slies. He's got a gun from Escape from New York. He's got the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. He's got a dead orc head. He's named after Sylvester Stallone. He looks like Rambo. What else could you really want out of a Warhammer figure? I'm not the best human painter, so this is about as good as I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go in and do like the whites of eyes. I'll do like metallic eyes or glowing eyes sometimes, but from afar, he looks fine enough. I am a huge fan of the plant. I think it's very funny, and the dynamite, how it's about to blow him up, all mischievous in the background. This was a resin Forge World or like blister pack. And yeah, working with resin, as I'll get to with the tanks, is way, way different than Games Workshop plastic. Most of the fundamentals stay the same, but the way you work with it is quite a bit different, and it doesn't melt together with plastic glue, so there's that to consider. Also, the detail is a lot more sloppy on these resin minis, I noticed. Like, everything's just a little less sharp. Almost like it was either like sculpted very sloppily back in the day, or that they printed so many of these that the mold over time has gotten sloppier. I don't really know, but there was a few things, like he had like a kind of a wart on his face I had to get off of there. He had a little indent missing on his chin I had to fill in with super glue, like some little things like that. But resin inconsistencies seem to be more common than plastic. So just keep that in mind. Keeping up the goblin green bases here, as you saw with the rest of my army. So the humble Taurox here is very cool. A lot of people don't like the Taurox as much as the Chimera, but I think this thing is really awesome. It's basically my first car model, so it taught me what suspension is truly. I had an idea what a suspension was, but now I do know it is the thing that holds the springs up that are attached to the wheels, or whatever. That's my baseline. So I tried to make this thing as modular as possible, because it can be the Taurox or the Scion Taurox Prime. So I have the turret that pops on and off here with a hotshot gun and the cannon, and this can turn into the auto cannon as well. This just pops on and off. I might magnetize this, but that's the rocket launcher. And then I glued this in such a way, and I'm actually really proud of this, that I'm not even going to need to magnetize this. I can just slip this off like that. It's usually a bit easier, but yeah, I just like snap it on in the front there, click it on in the back there. There you go. So I can do all the interior work and just prime this as one piece. And that worked out really well. This interior will be fun. I'm going to add maybe a few bits to the interior, maybe some, maybe make it look a bit more worn on the inside. I cut off and modified where the driver's seat goes a little bit, because I have the driver in one piece, and I'll show you that, as well as the guy that goes up here. Now this is what I'm really proud of here. So since I can put the turret on, I have this guy, and my kid, when he saw me building this guy, called him Scuba Diver, because he thought this was like, I guess, a floaty ring. But yeah, I can just pop the ring on like that, and I have this cool tally-ho, yeah, British-style Cadian here with a tech hand, and yeah, I can just pop them out and paint them like this, which I think is really fun. He's just melded right onto there, and that gives me a lot more modularity. Like, do I want to display it with him out, or do I want the moving turret? You know, do I want this? And then the other guns are not magnetized. These are just on the side here. It's funny, I was like, oh, what's a sledgehammer for? Like, that's kind of random. Are they just gonna hit someone with it? And then I watched a tanker documentary about tankers training in the US military, and it was like fairly recent, and they just hit their tracks back on with a sledgehammer back in place whenever they come off. You think there'd be like a more modern solution than just smacking your treads with a sledgehammer, but I think that's awesome. So this is a Chimera here, and this I just dirt washed to hell and then blocked out with a dark gray all of the other stuff that I'm going to paint in separately. And I thought the blocking out was a really nice way to just tell my brain the progress. So it's like, this stuff still needs to be painted. Get back in there and do it. So that's cool. And then, yeah, I might even do more washes after, but this is just the first. I mean, it's a 40,000-year-old vehicle, or, well, no, it's a 30,000-year-old, I guess a 10,000-year-old vehicle. I'm not too sure. It's an old vehicle, so yeah, it's fine if it gets a few layers of wash and gets a bit grimy. And these are the two resin Leman Russes that I got for $4 each, and they're kind of my twin Leman Russes here. One's Cadian, one's Catachin, and these I based off of Codex ones, actually. Hold up. So Maxima Dread here with the cream and the red, and the sort of sand-colored camo here would be this one, and I didn't really nail the camo scheme. Or wait, actually this one would be Maxima Dread, I guess, because this one has the cream. And just, yeah, not a great gradient with the camo, but I think I didn't wait long enough for my base layer to dry, so when I ended up like spraying the lighter camo over, it kind of wet blended with an airbrush. So I'd say maybe like wait a day before you go over with the next layer of camo, or even like an hour. I just kind of went right back in there, but all in all, you know, I put a kill stripe on there, pretend I got a kill already. And Maxima Dread specifically is served at the Cadian gate, and then when they were trapped within the immobilized vehicle, Greer and his crew fired until the ammunition was depleted, and yeah, they held their position for 2 full days. Very cool. So yeah, this one is Sire of Violence then, and Sire of Violence would be the Catachin tank here. Actually, you know what? No, I think I'm doing these opposite. Yeah. So yeah, this one would have been the last one, and then Sire of Violence would be this one with the stripe designation. I do remember I made the red stripe too skinny. And these resin tanks are really heavy too. Like, they do feel like they're made out of like stone or ceramic or something. But same deal. I just have the colors blocked out and all the stuff I still need to paint. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just adding random parts onto these resin tanks. Just imagining, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that they're carrying, explosives and sleeping bags, and supplies, and then just greebling them out a little bit on the sides. And yeah, this catechin one served with Strachan's catechin 2, so very cool. Strachan's not a character that's in this current edition, but should be, that's for sure. And then my tank commander is the Raging Scorpion, and you can see the camo here is a little bit like almost like a gear shape, or like weird angles, squares. So I just kind of put square masking tape wherever to try to block out the colors on the Raging Scorpion. And this is another Acadian one. It is a lead tank in a squadron of 3 vehicles, and that's why I picked it, because this is my leader. So let's get that comparative size here, done with this codex. And that codex I got from my friend for my birthday, so that was awesome too. Very, you know, Warhammer birthday in that respect. Okay. Yeah, this guy's really cool. I like the commander up top. And you can see, yeah, I got some like angular camo. It's gotten washed over, so there's a lot of like streaks. I maybe should have cleaned up a bit more of the wash, but I don't really, you know, I don't mind these being really grimy tanks. They are forest deployed, so they'll be really nasty really fast. That's just to mask out the front of the missile here versus the back. These still need to be painted, but added some wings on here for fun. And yeah, that guy's looking good. That's pretty much all my progress on my army lately. And I'm excited to get to a Bane Blade once I finish these, and then I'll be beyond 2,000 points. So that's fun. Somebody play me or teach me how to play. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I do like modeling. So this has been a lot of fun to kind of conceptually build an army without even actually playing the game. And I mean that honestly, it's fun. I'm like a person where I really like menuing in games and like list building and stuff like that. So building conceptual armies without even playing the game is very fun to me. But yeah, that's my driver too. I forgot to show that off. So that guy, I can just, with the steering wheel there, I can just pop them in. Because it was kind of like you put the feet in and then the steering wheel goes over and then you glue this on. So it would have been hard to paint without losing the steering wheel somewhere along the way or forgetting to paint it or some dumb shit. So I figured I'll just keep this guy all together and then plop him right in, just like that. And yeah, those are only 2 new guys to ship off, other than the characters, but I do have fun really making sure each guy has a little bit of uniqueness. You know, I'm really happy to make it to 30, really happy that this is what I'm doing with my time, honestly, as opposed to, you know, maybe where I thought my life could have been headed or being under the ground. You know, I've noticed since I've started building this stuff, I mean, even the other night, you know, I had beers in the fridge and I just grabbed the Taurox and worked on the Taurox. Since I turned 30, like kind of all of my desire to day drink has kind of been sucked out of me. I treated myself really bad in my 20s, so, you know, I'm kind of having fun just doing the artsy stuff and, you know, not being too bad to myself, instead kind of cultivating good things, and maybe when I get some games in, that'll give my idle hands another thing to do. So you know, I'm not always antsy. All right, thanks for checking in. Everything's looking great, and it's gonna look even better next time, so take care.